The revocation of Article 370, a step taken by the Modi government in August 2019, marked a complete departure from the Jammu and Kashmir policy of previous governments. The decision was cheered by common people from across the nation, who viewed the move as a logical and necessary step to facilitate the full integration of J&K with the rest of India. However, the move did have its detractors, primarily opposition parties like the Congress, CPIM and others, whose stance on the issue was disturbingly similar to that of the Pakistani establishment. So which view is closer to reality? Was the revocation an arbitrary and unnecessary step, or was it, in fact, a visionary decision which heralded the dawn of a new era for Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh? Let's find out. Article 370 allowed J&K autonomy to have a separate flag, its own criminal law, the Ranbir Penal Code, and even its own constitution. When read with Article 35A, the state had the power to define permanent residents of J&K and thus discriminate against Indian citizens from outside the state in terms of property rights, government jobs, and even basic welfare. Even certain Dalit communities and women from the state were affected, with the former prevented from taking up any other government jobs apart from menial ones like sweepers, and the latter, along with their descendants, stripped of property rights if they decided to marry someone from outside the state. The large degree of internal autonomy provided by Article 370 to the J&K administration had the effect of concentrating power in the hands of political dynasties belonging to the Kashmir Valley, who decided to abuse it to deprive the Jammu and Ladakh regions of central funds. But it was not as if the money was being utilized for development in the Kashmir Valley either. Both the major political families of the valley, the Abdullahs and the Muftis, are alleged to have been part of massive scams in which thousands of crores of taxpayer money was embezzled. Moreover, Article 370's very nature created among the people a mindset of being cut off and separate from the rest of the nation. Deprived of development and made to believe they were not fully Indians, Kashmiri youth became perfect targets of brainwashing by militant groups and secessionists who encouraged them to pick up arms. This was the deplorable state of affairs prior to the revocation. So where do things stand now? Data released 6 months after the decision shows that there has been a massive decline in the casualties suffered by security forces in Jammu and Kashmir. In the 173-day period from 13th February till 4th August 2019, 82 security personnel were martyred in J&K. This figure saw a drop of 73% to 22 in the 173-day period following the revocation of Article 370. The number of Kashmiri youths joining militancy has also plummeted. An average of 14 Kashmiri youths used to join militancy each month before. But after the revocation of Article 370, this number has come down to 5 per month. Not only did the move make J&K more secure, it has also paved the way for massive development work to progress without the risk of the funds being misappropriated by corrupt politicians. Apart from a boost to central government projects, the revocation of Article 370 has also created an unprecedented optimism among the business community about J&K, with 41 companies communicating expressions of interest to the government with plans to invest Rs 15,000 crores in the UT. Moreover, Dalits, women and minority communities no longer have to live in their own land as second-class citizens, finally seeing their fundamental rights as enshrined in the Indian Constitution restored to them. Ladakh, having become a separate UT, has been freed from being at the mercy of the whims and fancies of politicians from the valley. It is clear that the abrogation of Articles 370 and 35A has set J&K on the path of development and complete integration with the rest of the nation. Millions of ordinary Kashmiris and Jammuites can now freely contribute to and benefit from the vision of a new India.